Some of you are commenting on my videos that please speak in Hindi. See, I'm not looking at this whole practice of mine, all this internet thing which I'm doing, as just my hobby. I am looking at it as a means of self improvement also, and I'm also trying to build a business over internet. Okay, so first of all, see, when I read, when I listen in English, it helps me good in the language. You know, somewhere using this language of English, I am also self improving. I am making my communication better. I am making myself better in the language which is universal. So it is not just a hobby which I am doing to kill my time. Okay, I am doing it so that I can improve also through this whole practice of mine, through this whole internet thing. So when I read psychology, I am making myself good in psychology. But when I read in English, I am making myself good in the language. And here on mobile phone, when I speak in English, I practice my communication. I practice my English. So it is not only helping me improve my knowledge, but it is also improving my communication. It is also improving. It is also a kind of a practice which helps me in my self improvement. So this is how I look at it. I can speak in Hindi, but what is the point? I know the language. See, if I am going to do something which is going to require this much of effort from me, why don't I make it useful for me? Why don't I use it as a tool which can help me get better in multiple things? So when I'm interacting with you in English, you're learning you're learning knowledge through me, and I am improving my communication. This is how it is going. This is how I am looking at it. So it is not just a hobby for me. Okay, I'm not just doing it to kill my time. I am doing it for self improvement also. I am looking at it as a practice or an utility for self improvement also. So when I read, when I listen, then I speak. So somewhere I'm not only learning the knowledge, but I am also making myself better in communication, and I am also getting better in the language of English. Second thing, the profession which I have chosen for myself, the profession of counselor, consultant. I am into career planning also. I am into a study abroad business also. So the profession which I have chosen for myself requires me to be good in this language, because English is an universal language. It breaks the borders for me. It makes me limitless. It makes me borderless, which is going to help me in this profession in the long run. Even today I am getting clients from all different parts of the world. Somebody is calling me from Australia, somebody is calling me from Spain. There was this girl who talked to me from Sweden. So if I had been using the language of Hindi, I would have limited myself into one particular region of this world, or maybe to a kind of people only. But just because I am making myself good in the language which is universal, which is spoken and understood by a number of people all around the world, I am making myself borderless and limitless. People from all different parts of the world are calling to me and talking to me just because I am comfortable in this. Like, I have been working hard to make myself comfortable in this language. And see, if you go and listen to my early days videos, I was not this good which I am sounding presently. And even today, I'm not 100% perfect into it. People who are very good in the language, and for the people who are native into the language, they can easily notice out mistakes in my communication, in my English. I fumble a lot. I have to think a lot to actually frame the sentence and then speak out the sentences. So I am making lots of mistake in the language even today. And those mistakes will be improved only if I will keep on practicing more and more. Only if I will keep on putting in effort more and more. And the language has improved from the first video when I started speaking and posting on internet. So it is a practice and utility for me, which is not only making me good in understanding human psychology, having me more awareness through by gaining knowledge, but it is also making me good in communication. It is also making me good in the language which is universal. And the profession which I have chosen for myself, the profession of career planning, the profession of counseling and consultations, the profession of overseas education, this language is going to help me a lot in the long run in my profession. I'm also trying to build a business over internet, and if I will make myself good in this language, I will be limitless, borderless, and people from all different parts of the world would keep on coming to me to take my services. So this is what the thing is. If some of you books an one-on-one appointment with me, and there if you want me to interact with you in Hindi, there I will talk to you in Hindi. I am very much comfortable in the language. There is no problem. So if you are booking an appointment with me and then you want the interaction to go in English, there if you want me to interact with you in Hindi, then I will talk to you in Hindi. I have no problem with the language. But just because I want to practice my English a lot, I want to make myself as good as I possibly can in the language, because I have fascination towards language, you can say, and because I know and I believe that it is going to open more doors for me. The better I will make myself in the language, the more doors will get opened for me, because this language is an universal language which makes me borderless, which makes me limitless. So if I'll be good in this language, people from all different parts of the world would be able to choose me, would be able to come to me to take my services. So this is what my explanation on why I am using this language of English for interaction. So it is for all those people who have been commenting on my videos, please speak in Hindi. Please pardon me, because I have just given you the reasons why I am speaking in this language, why I have chosen the language of English for interaction, to do my interaction here on internet. So these are the reasons. I hope you understand, and please pardon me for not using the language of Hindi. And if you book one-on-one call, and there if you want me to interact with you in Hindi, I am very much comfortable with the language, and there I will talk to you in Hindi. I have no problem. But just because I am taking it as an practice or an utility for me to get better in my communication, to make myself borderless and limitless by learning a language, by making myself best possible in the language which is universal. So I am going to do that, and I can sense myself. I mean, many of you must have started listening me presently only, but I know where I was in the language, and I know where I am today in the language. I can see a drastic improvement, and that would have been possible only because of my consistent effort into the language. Just because I have been consistently working hard to improve it, to make myself better in the language, today I can sense those improvements. And now I do not want to cut my efforts into it, because I can sense the improvements. And somewhere I know, somewhere I believe that if I will keep on putting even further, even intense, even serious efforts into it consistently, I will definitely get even better in it.